The big thing people complain about modern movies nowadays is that there are no original movies anymore. And even though I think that opinion is kind of debatable because people don't watch enough movies, I hope that this movie that I'm going to be talking about can claw onto your eyeballs and drag you over to the theaters. And that movie is In a Violent Nature. Now, if you haven't heard about this film, fair enough. I mean, this movie is being distributed by Shudder and it was shown off at Sundance, so it's not getting the grandest promotional campaign. But the main thing that they're trying to sell you with this movie is that In a Violent Nature is a slasher film that follows the perspective of the killer. Now, slashers are nothing new. I mean, we got films like Terrifier, Thanksgiving, and Scream, which, screw them by the way, but anyways, the thing that those movies focus on are the normal characters, not the killer. And honestly, why would anyone focus on the killer? Because that is not a character that you need to develop. That would be more ridiculous than going to sleep with jeans on. Because their character description is literally in their name. They are the killer. They are meant to kill as many people as possible, and that's it. But this movie takes a different approach because they want to explore what the killer does behind the scenes. Like, how do they make their weapons? Do they wear the same murder clothes all the time? Do they play video games or something? Like, these are questions that nobody asked, but we are glad that we're getting the answer to them because no other movie answered them. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, okay, this sounds cool, but movie franchises such as Friday the 13th have done this before. Like, the whole story was them following the perspective of a killer. And yeah, you may be right, but the thing is that those movies are either mid or bad. They aren't even good. Whereas for In a Violent Nature, Rotten Tomatoes loves it, Letterboxd loves it, and even IGN surprisingly loves it. So clearly people enjoy this movie, and some of the reasons why people like it is because one, instead of sitting with the fear of jump scares, you have to sit with the fear of the inevitable kills. And second, the kills are really good to the point where they are Hall of Fame worthy. And lastly, the director did a good job at direction. But a few issues that people have is that it feels really slow for a 90-minute film and that the people that the killers were killing were just really dumb. But you have to understand that this is a different take on the slasher movie, so it has elements that people aren't used to seeing. Besides, the budget for this movie, judging from the trailer and the studios that they are being funded by, doesn't even look that high. It's probably at most a $1 million movie. And the fact that this is good and cheap means that it can make a lot more money at the box office and potentially warrant a sequel, thus more money to make a new movie that is better than this version. Because in the end, this isn't a horror movie that is trying to be different for the sake of shock value. And that's mainly why I wanted to put this film on your radar. But yeah, that's it.